Horizon Forbidden West has been out for a few days now and fans have really been enjoying the game. It received raving reviews and it is easy to understand why. Although I myself have not played the game, I have seen enough of it online to know that it is a serious contender for Game of the Year. The one problem though that Sony has come under fire for is their deceptive marketing when it comes to pricing. Now this is not the first time that they have received criticism for this. There are those who might remember when they tried to charge an extra $10 for a next gen upgrade, and although they now include the next gen upgrade for the game for free when you buy the $60 PlayStation 4 version, they also have a $70 version that includes both the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 5. This is obviously very deceptive since the $60 version includes the upgrade anyway. As you can imagine, fans are not happy and have been calling for changes. Hopefully they will make those changes soon. Then things for Battlefield 2042 just continues to get worse, and unfortunately it seems that there is no saving it. During a town hall, EA had an honest session as to why the game failed, and one of the reasons that they mentioned was the multiplayer release of Halo Infinite that they said had a very negative impact on the game, or at least that was the insinuation. As you can imagine, this did not go over very well with fans, as most of the problems for the game comes from just how horribly broken and empty it is. Now EA did respond to all of this by stating that they are not blaming Halo and that all they did was had an honest discussion about the game's failure. Now I think an honest discussion is great, but that discussion cannot be had unless EA is prepared to acknowledge the broken state of the game and the lack of content. Then Nintendo just announced that they will be closing the 3DS and Wii U shops from 2023. Wii U might have had a disappointing launch and honestly a life cycle, but some good games definitely did come out during that generation. 3DS holds many classics and it is unfortunate that those games will no longer be available for purchase. Nintendo does have a live subscription service where some of those classics will be added and playable, but there are many fans who would much rather want to buy those games and own it, and that option will now be eliminated as the store officially closes. Although Xbox is really good at preserving their games, unfortunately Nintendo and to a lesser extent PlayStation has really been struggling to do that. Hopefully in the future they can do a better job with it. Then we have also been receiving some brand new numbers when it comes to console sales. An analyst has estimated that the PlayStation 5 has sold 17.1 out of the 17.3 million consoles that was shipped by Sony. It is also being estimated that the Xbox Series console sold just over 10 million units, with the Xbox Series S making the majority of those numbers up. A big driving force behind this number is the growing popularity for digital-only systems and of course the success of Xbox Game Pass. Now when it comes to Xbox, it should be noted that they do not release their actual figures the same way that Sony does, so for the most part it is just an actual estimate, although analysts can get very close even if the numbers are not disclosed. It should also be noticed that an analyst last month put the estimated sales for Xbox much closer to 13 million. Right now it is clear though that PlayStation is selling more. Then lastly, wherever there is online games there will also be cheaters. It is a tale as old as time and Warzone is no exception, as the game is riddled with them. Not so much on consoles, but PC definitely experience it a lot more. Now developers has decided to troll the cheaters of the game by adding a feature that will make intended targets of cheaters invisible. When suspected cheaters try to shoot, all the targets around them will become invisible, making it pretty much impossible to play. This is also not the first time that we have seen developers troll cheaters. In Fall Guys, developers would group up all of the cheaters in one lobby, making it impossible for them to play. At the top level, Warzone is still full of cheaters and it can make life very difficult for ranked players, so getting back at those people is a very welcome sight.